ANC Deputy Secretary-General Jessie Duarte will lead the mobilization of communities in Gauteng in support of changing the name of William Nicol Drive to Winnie Madikizela Mandela Drive. Duarte will launch an online petition for the name change. The governing party has encouraged all its structures to support the campaign. Let's take to the streets. eNCA's Govan Whittles is following this story. Let's cross live to him. And how's this going to play out today, Govan?
Good morning. Well, I'm joining you from a very busy William Nicol Drive, so it's a really important week for the ANC. Of course, the Step Aside resolution comes to an end this week, and we're expecting to see whether or not the Secretary-General steps aside. But for the purposes of this event here, the ANC, and specifically the ANC Women's League, is mobilizing support for the renaming of this street, William Nicol Drive, to Mama Winnie Madikizela Mandela Drive. And this is an interesting street where we are at the moment. The William Nicol Drive, so named by William Nicol, who was then the Premier of the Transvaal. He became the Premier of the Transvaal just after the apartheid era began. And he was a minister of the Dutch Reformed Church, but he was also the chairperson of the Afrikaner Broederbond. And there's a sense of irony that this street is now being changed to the name of one of South Africa's foremost liberation heroes, Winnie Madikizela Mandela, who fought the Afrikaner Broederbond so passionately. But the day is tomorrow, when it's the final deadline for consultations. And this process is being led by the city of Johannesburg. Essentially, they're trying to get more signatures onto the comment section of the renaming here before that deadline lapses tomorrow, and they believe that they've already got enough support to do so. Joining me now is one of the MMCs in the city of Johannesburg, Loyiso Masuku. Just tell us more about it. MMC Masuku, thank you so much for your time. Just tell us about this process, what's going to happen tomorrow, and what you're trying to achieve here today.
Okay, thank you so much. Good morning to our viewers at home. The city of Johannesburg on the 27th of September in 2018, through a motion, was able to pass a motion to rename William Nicol Drive to Winnie Madikizela Mandela Drive. And because of the participatory democracy that our country subscribes to, we have to go through a public participation process. And the public participation process is an online process as well as a manual submission. So we do encourage community members to do submissions. And this is part of the processes that communities are engaged in. And we are looking at making sure that before the closing date, which is midnight tomorrow, we are able to process and see the comments from community members.
Are there any other names, or is it the fait accompli that it will be renamed Winnie Madikizela Mandela Drive?
Well, the city process is such that once we take a name out for public participation, that is the name communities have to engage themselves with. And therefore, it would mean that Winnie Madikizela Mandela Drive will be the name that will be utilized from now after the process is done to rename William Nicol Drive.
Okay, thank you so much. That's MMC Masuku. She joined me in the capacity as an official of the city of Johannesburg. She says she'll leave the ANC commentary for the Deputy Secretary-General, Jessie Duarte, who is scheduled to arrive here in a short while. But before we go, let's take a look at some of the crowds that are here on William Nicol Drive this morning. We've estimated that there are about 200 people here, most of them members of the ANC Women's League. They should be joined by the DSG in a short while, as we said before. And it does look like there are more people arriving here. They're holding the banners there. The banners say, support the renaming of William Nicol Drive to Winnie Madikizela Mandela Drive. And it also says, support the legacy of Mama Winnie Madikizela Mandela. And this is an ANC gathering, but the MMC, as I said, joining us in her capacity as a city official, not as a member of the ANC Women's League. I think we'll leave it there for now, but we are expecting the DSG to arrive any moment.
Okay, we'll speak to you then. It looks like a done deal, doesn't it, Govan? Thanks for that.